Hey folks, Jay here. This is just a quick video about something that I've been sort of obsessed with recently. This is the Rigel Engine. Rigel Engine? I don't know. Rigel Engine, probably. And this is a port of Duke Nukem II to sort of, modern Windows, Linux, Mac OS, multi-platform systems things. And it is pretty cool, right? So this is basically, on its surface, it is a thing that allows you to play Duke Nukem 2 on a modern system, natively on a modern system. And as you can see, this is Duke Nukem 2. This is, you can basically just play the game. It has all the features you want. If you want this, if you want to play the game and not emulate it in DOSBox, this is a very convenient and great way to play the game. It is good, right? And as you can see, this is basically Duke Nukem 2 as we know it, and your mileage may vary on that, and as we like it. Your mileage may vary on that too. But yeah, right? So far so good. It's always cool when games, especially like old DOS games and stuff, sort of get these kinds of reverse engineered source porty kind of things. It makes things rather convenient, and it opens up a lot of avenues for like some really cool shit. And this has done that. So in order to show that off, let's go into the menu, and if we pick the game options, this opens up, right? And this is a new menu. Obviously this was not in the original, and this is sort of all the source port options that we can do. And we have like full remapping of controls, that kind of stuff. We have full gamepad support, so you don't need to use a remapper like the DOSBox remapper, which works fine, but this is much easier. It just detects your gamepad and you can just use it. And this here is where the cool stuff is. So we have widescreen mode, we have quick saving, which is actually quite nice in this game. We have, we don't need to skip the intro sequence, but we have this here, smooth scrolling and movement. It is an experimental feature. It has come in very recently. The Rigel engine has been out for a while, but this smooth scrolling thing has come in very recently, and it's been kind of breaking my brain. So let's go in with all of this activated. So as you can see, this is Duke Nukem 2 in widescreen, and that is pretty awesome already, because it makes the game, it is surprisingly playable. It does a lot for the game to play this in widescreen, because Duke Nukem 2 always had kind of the thing where the sprites are a little big for their own good. They are it's decent, but it has large sprites, and sometimes you can't see stuff coming quick enough and this kind of stuff, and that can make it a little bit annoying. So widescreen Duke Nukem is cool. You can also play this in ultra widescreen and whatever. It is wild actually to play this in ultra widescreen, but we're doing 16:9 here, so we're doing 16:9. However, right, the smooth stuff looks like this, and this has been some real uncanny valley stuff for me. The first time I turned this on, it kind of broke my brain just a little bit. This game is not supposed to feel like this. And what this obviously does is, I'm running this at 60 FPS right now. It lets sort of the movement and the scrolling operate at 60 FPS, right? And does not have sort of the choppiness that the original has, which, I'm perfectly used to. And also the original doesn't feel as choppy if you're playing this on an actual old CRT, on an actual old system. A lot of that is exacerbated by playing it on modern LCD displays and stuff like that. But this here is just crazy. And the weird thing is, after my brain got over the uncanny valley effect that this had, I kind of got used to this, and this is actually really good. So the thing that this made me notice is that Duke Nukem 2, like, Duke Nukem 2 is a game that I have, like, some nostalgic feelings for, right? I had this game, the shareware version of this game as a kid, played it a whole bunch, it was cool, it was awesome, it was free. But, like, part of me was always like, yeah, it's cool, I have nostalgic feelings for it, but maybe it's not that great of a platformer, actually. I don't know, right? But maybe it actually is. Playing the game like this made me notice, yeah, this is actually a pretty decent platformer. It feels really good to play. Like, the levels are fun. I've played a whole bunch of this recently. You know what? This game is actually kind of better than I have been giving it credit. I had a pretty similar thing recently with the Crystal Caves thing. So, Modern Apogee, whatever that entity is at this point, has been commissioning some sort of remakes of some of their old games, right? There's been 3 so far. There's been Crystal Caves, Secret Agent, and Monster Bash. And I've been playing a bunch of I've bought all of them, but I've been playing a bunch of Crystal Caves. And Crystal Caves, that was the first one. What I actually noticed was, hey, Crystal Caves is actually a much better game than I gave it credit for. The only thing that it kind of needed was a bit of smoothing over some stuff, you know? Like smoothing the frame rate and, you know, fixing some of the collisions. There's some weird collision stuff in the original Crystal Caves that makes it a bit of an annoyance to play. And they fixed that in the remake. And then Crystal Caves is just like an awesome little platformer. It's just a ton of fun. And it has sort of these compact levels and, I don't know. Like every level is just kind of like a puzzle to solve. And I've been having way more fun with Crystal Caves than I thought I would. And, you know, the game just needed a little something to bring that out, essentially, beyond the nostalgia. And now I have a similar effect with Duke Nukem 2. I think Duke Nukem 2 might be a better game than the nostalgia fodder than I thought it would be, and that is kind of awesome, right? Like this is cool. Like, this feels really good to play. It has a really nice sort of. Oops, here we go. And that thing's gonna blow up. Did I go down? Yes, I did. All right. Blow these things up first. Can only destroy these shooty things. Ooh, pick it up before this thing blows up. Okay. Can only destroy these shooty things with upgraded weapons. You can't do that with your normal weapon. So, go. Kill that guy. Yeah, I don't know. I think I wasn't giving Duke Nukem 2 enough credit. I was like, yeah, this is a cool game for its time, you know, it's shareware, it's for free, you played it as a kid, so you liked it, obviously, but Duke Nukem 2 is actually kind of a bit more awesome than I remembered, and that's cool, you know? And that's why I like these kinds of projects, and then there's something to be said for, like, the authenticity of playing an old DOS game the way it was intended to be played, but there's also something to be said for this, right? And for sort of the remakes that Apogee has been doing and this stuff, where you know, sometimes a game is just a scoosh away from greatness, and it just needs that scoosh. So Secret Agent, I haven't played much of Secret Agent yet, the remake of that. But that also seems to be pretty sweet. It's pretty similar to Crystal Caves. The third game, Monster Bash, that was done, that I feel like does not really hold up all that well. Monster Bash was pretty cool, I liked it as a kid, but I don't think I enjoy that game all that much anymore. Like, even with the remake, even with a bunch of things fixed up. I need to play through the game at some point. I don't know. Maybe I should at some point do a stream or whatever, playing all of these games. I always hated these. Like, these sort of spider robots freaked me the heck out as a kid. There we go. There are always like spider-like things that latch onto you. Fucking facehuggers. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, this is just like a joy to play. I don't know. Like, the levels are super fun to explore. It has a shareware thing where levels are like... Oh god, I'm not playing well. Are quite large and sort of exploratory. And pretty varied as well. I don't know how the later episodes hold up. Probably not as much. There's always been kind of a little bit of the oopsie daisy. A little bit of the issue with a lot of these old Apogee shareware games is that the first episode is really great and the later ones are kind of either more of the same or they dial up the difficulty in ways that are not exactly great or fun or interesting. Right? It's not challenging, it's just kind of a dick to you. Which can be fun, you know? But, yeah. Come on. Ah! Did it again. But I don't know. I've never really played the Beyond the Shower episode of this. Even though at this point I own Duke Nukem II on like 5 different platforms or something like that. Yeah. So obviously for this, again, Rigel Engine, for this you need original data files, right? You can just play it with the shareware version, which is free anyways. But in order to get this to run, you need some older data files. If you have it on GOG or whatever, I don't know if it's actually available right now with all the Gearbox sort of kerfuffle there. I don't know. Might not be, actually. But if you've ever bought this, you can just slot these files into... You can just point this to the files and it will work. Okay, we've already been there. But yeah, it's just really awesome. I like it. It's a ton of fun. It's Duke Nukem 2 in smooth. See, yeah, now my brain is just used to this. Like, I'm not even noticing that this is not how it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's still, it's still experimental. There might be some things that are a little bit broken. This might not work all the way through just yet. So, probably have to wait until this is a bit more mature. But I haven't run into anything that was super weird yet. So, I don't know. Seems to run pretty well so far. There might be some weird stuff later on. I don't know. There might be some things that don't work all that well. Maybe some of the bosses break or something like that. I don't know. Like some of the more specific stuff might go wrong. But yeah, this is just pretty sweet. And this should, kudos to the developers. And I encourage you, if you have any sort of reverence for this, or if you just like this type of platformer, just try this out. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm getting killed by birds, and alright. Cool. See you around. Bye.